Are you ready to take your business to the next level and make the money you want so that you can create the impact you desire? Then you're in the right place. It's possible to run a successful business built around your life. Get ready for a little bit of tough love and a whole lot of strategy to grow your business without sacrificing your sanity. If you're ready to get out of your own way and step into the role of CEO, then let's go. I'm Amy Traw, and this is the Motivated CEO Podcast. Are you busy being busy, or are you actually being productive? Are you doing those tasks that will help you grow your business to create the success that you desire? This is a topic I feel like resonates with so many of my clients, and it's a conversation that I have at least on a weekly basis when I'm working with people one-on-one. And it's something I want to dive into on the podcast today because it's the reality of life. We are living in an age where society has become on demand. Think about it. When you're watching shows on TV, you go to Netflix, right? You can pick up your favorite show, your favorite series, scroll to it, click on it whenever you want. You can watch it. Gone are the days where you had to wait till a certain time. Do you remember the TV guide? Like, I feel like I'm dating myself now, but you would get the TV guide. You would see what time your favorite show was coming on. Gone are those days. Now we literally, whenever we want, can go and watch the show that we want. It's the same thing with information. If you want to know the answer to something, you Google it, right? You don't have to drive to the library to do that research project anymore. If you need something ordered, Instacart can have it at your house in a few hours, if not less. Amazon, you can order pretty much anything online and have it delivered with Prime within a day or two. So we are living in this culture that is just so on demand. And I think this skews our reality as business owners because we're seeing all of this success, but we're thinking that it's on demand. We think that our business should be a thriving, profitable business from day one, when the reality is there's a lot of building that goes on behind the scenes in the back end. So when you're growing a business, you need to do it in a way that's very strategic because for so many of us, we're busy being busy. We're not actually moving the needle forward on those tasks that make us productive. So the first thing I really want you to do is take a step back and look at how much are you consuming. When you're running your business day to day, what are you actually spending your time doing? And for so many of us, consuming is part of our business. We go on social media to quote unquote engage. Well, what ends up happening is you go down this scroll hole. You go on to engage with other accounts, and then you find yourself consuming. Yeah, you might heart something here and there. You might like something, but you're not truly engaging with those accounts. But when you take that step back and really set that intent as to, okay, I am going on here to engage, then you can really get that done in a short, efficient manner of time. Now you're no longer busy doing quote unquote market research or engagement. You're actually doing what you set forth to do. So I think it's so important that we get intentional. We get intentional with how we're spending our time as business owners, because when you're intentional with your time, then you can be strategic. Strategy is the key. When you have the ability to look at the data from an objective point of view, you can make better decisions as a business owner. You have the ability to see this is working, this is not. I need to spend more time here because this is what's actually working to convert leads into clients and work them through that cycle. It allows you to stay focused because as business owners, shiny objects are everywhere. And I am so guilty of this as well. And that's why having a mentor in your corner is really important for calling this out. This is something I actually walked through with a client the other day. We were planning out her entire 2024, and she went, okay, I am going to start this. I'm going to do that. And then, okay, maybe we'll add this in. It's like, okay, let's just stop. Let's focus on just one thing. And one of my favorite books is of that same title, The One Thing by Gary Keller. And it really breaks down how focusing on one, really getting good with that one thing, that intentional focus will save you so much time, energy, frustration, all of the things, versus trying to do everything and not doing one of those things well, right? It's like a juggling act every single day because life is busy, especially as a solopreneur. You're in your business. You're trying to do all of the things. So therefore, it's even more important that you stay strategic, that you really prioritize where you're spending your time, what tasks you're spending your time on. And this is why standard operating procedures are so important, those SOPs. And I know this is something that it's not glamorous, right? It's not something that we want to spend our time doing, taking the time to establish standard operating procedures. But what this does is this gives you back time and energy, your two most valuable assets as a business owner. And if you're wondering, okay, well, where do I even start? Take a step back and list out all of your products, all of your offers. Okay, let's start walking through. Okay, what do we do from the time that someone opts into me? Let's go through that whole customer journey. What does that onboarding process look like? What does that nurture sequence for emails look like? What do all of these tasks that I'm doing day to day look like? Map them out. Get out a piece of paper and get it out of your brain step by step, because the really cool part is once you brain dump it on paper, you can start to see, oh yeah, I spent a lot of time doing that. I spend a lot of time after someone says, okay, I want to be a client, sending the contract, sending the invoice, sending the onboarding materials, sending everything under the sun, whereas you can automate a lot of that process. There are so many cool systems out there. And even if you're not ready for one of those fancy schmancy systems, which honestly, I think a lot of them for most starting business owners aren't necessary. I think a lot of times you're going to end up wasting a whole lot of money because you can use Zapier to connect different systems to trigger different things without having to invest hundreds of dollars every month on fancy funnels and systems. So it's really important to take that zoomed out approach in order to be more strategic, to be more productive throughout the day. And another harsh reality, and this one's going to make you cringe a little bit. A lot of times business owners say, I don't have the time. I just don't have the time to do X, Y, or Z. I'm going to call you out and I'm going to challenge that a little bit. Is it that you don't have the time, or is it that it's not a priority at this time? And that's not an easy pill to swallow. That's a little bit of tough love, right? Because I'm guilty of this one as well. You know, a lot of times when I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have the time to do anything. Well, yeah, I do. When I take that pause and ask myself, well, how am I actually spending my time? Yeah, I'm not making it a priority. Because if it's that important, I'm going to make it happen. Just like if you had a friend that was like, you know what? I got Taylor Swift concert tickets. Like, do you want to go? Guess what? That becomes your priority. That becomes your priority, and you find a way to make it work. You suddenly find the time. You rearrange things on your schedule to make it happen. So consider setting deadlines for yourself or scheduling these items on your calendar. Make them a priority. Make the tasks that will move the business forward a priority. Take your business and write down everything that you want to do. That to-do list that's been lurking on your Google Drive for months and nothing's actually gotten accomplished. Take that list and start to prioritize it. Okay, what is high importance? What's actually going to move the needle forward in my business, make the most sense for me so that I can move forward and grow? And a lot of times these aren't the fun tasks. These aren't the things like making reels or putting out, post after post, doing all of the quote unquote fun things. These are the nitty gritty back end business strategy things. These are tracking your KPIs, looking at your metrics, using the data to drive decisions in your business. It's so important to be intentional as a business owner. And I am gearing up for a massive launch, and I will tell you, launches to me are hard. It's very energetically draining for me. So this year I knew, okay, Q1, I am going to have the biggest launch of my life. I need to be strategic. So we started planning this launch in November. This launch doesn't happen until March. It's planned out. It is on my wall. I have literally like one of those humongous wall calendars now. And month by month, week by week, I prioritized. Okay, what is my priority? What is my focus? So this month, we're still in quote unquote pre-launch. Next month is pre-launch, and then March starts launch. It's intentional. It's strategic. It's something that I had to do in order to maintain energy, to save energy, to use and leverage my time efficiently as we lead up to launch. So stay tuned because we will be dropping details really, really soon about what to expect. It's kind of crazy, surreal, and honestly makes me want to throw up all at the same time. But hey, I'm human, right? I am so excited to share it with you. And until next time, cheers to making the money you want so that you can create the impact you desire. Are you loving what you're hearing? Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss an episode.